A lot of people out there are probably wondering why New York City, the place I'm from, has the highest condensity of the C virus, the introvertitis, if you will. Why it has the most people being infected by the incredibly new, incredibly deadly disease. Some people may be thinking because we're stubborn, we don't want to stay inside, we're not washing our hands, we're going against authority because New Yorkers are all rebels. Now, you can assume that, but the reality is this. I wanted to maybe take the cynical side and maybe think like we're being stubborn about things. Because when I live with this brother stubborn about this, what I think the problem is, not think, no, I know the problem is this. New York City, if you want to look it up online, please let me know. New York City, to my knowledge, has more foreigners congregating to one central location more than any other part of the country. I don't know if many people have gone overseas, but if you go overseas and they want to come to America, what's the number one place that they want to go to in this country? New York City. You don't see them wanting to go to Kentucky or Illinois or Paris, Texas, do you? No, you don't see that. You don't see them want to go to New Mexico or Connecticut. No, of course not. They want to go to New York City where Spider Man and Iron Man and everybody else is at, right? They want to come to New York City, right? Rarely do they want to go to California to make their big dreams come true. Of course, they want to go to California. Why not? Just stop over there. But the number one place? New York City. It's extremely easy to go from any borough and go to the heart of foreign central Times Square. Go to Brooklyn, about an hour to Midtown, you're there. Go to Bronx, come down, foreign central. In Times Square, any day of the week, any time of the day, you can find someone from virtually any part of the freaking globe. You can find someone from Italy or France or Finland or Helsinki, if you will. You can find someone from Canada or Mexico or Japan or Korea or freaking jihad. You can find them from anywhere in Midtown Manhattan, mainly in the Times Square ish area. Within that 10 block or so radius, you can find a whole bunch of different foreigners there any time of the day, all clumped up into one central location. What other state do you know has that large and condensed population of foreigners in one exact spot every single day, for every time of the day? I never heard anything like that in my life. For example, I was in Japan for a while, and there were very few places that foreigners, Japan people were coming together at all times. However, because it was a curfew thing happening over there, but I think you'll get the point in a second. The main places that foreigners and Japanese people all clumped in together is the quote unquote what you would assume to be Tokyo, but it's actually Shibuya and Shinjuku. See, Shibuya and Shinjuku have foreigners, all kind of foreigners, but basically any kind of foreigner, whether it be from Africa or India or America, and then of course combined together with Japanese, they were all together in that one spot there, pretty much at all times, Shibuya and Shinjuku. But outside of that one, mainly just mainly just Japanese people. But together, Shibuya, Shinjuku, and Harajuku, the mix of foreigners stuff together. Times Square is just like that one. Also, Chinatown is also like that as well. A lot of foreigners come there as well. So, more than any other place in the country at any time, yeah. And the disease is known to be a foreign disease. So, if you come from overseas to America at any one given time within like that March period, it's going to be affected. And because a lot of foreigners were coming in, in and out, if you will, of New York City, like they always are from JFK or LaGuardia. It's going to be a higher concentration of that disease being here because it's from overseas. And you got people coming from overseas constantly over here. And since the flu, the bug, if you will, doesn't activate until about 2 weeks later on, who really know who really knew when it was going to happen? It came out of nowhere. And it's because a lot of foreigners are here in New York City. So eventually, when this whole thing, is over per se, and we know who's sick, who's not, and everything, yes, of course, it will die down like anything else. So please don't blame New York City for being stubborn about things. It's not New York City's fault. It's popular with foreigners. Clack off.